Hello everyone, my name is Lucifer,
My name is Ajami.
and this is our Nephilim podcast. So, today we're going to talk about something that you guys probably don't know, but if you can't guess from our names, it's something a little bit to do with demonic stuff. A little bit more example on it. We're just going to be talking about it, monsters, spirits, poltergeist, the demon realm, and just more stuff
The
about
liminal world in general.
Yeah.
Twilight realm, basically.
So, we're going to do our best to try to get this video. I'll either decide what I want to tell what happened, or I'll probably do that for a vlog, but we'll just try. I gotta take a minute.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
where do you start? There's so much to talk about.
I would just talk about. First, let's start off with demons.
Okay, we'll start off since the beginning, that they were the outcast of angels, basically.
Yes. Okay, so if you guys don't know, Lucifer, me, I was an angel at one point, but however, God, my father, was disappointed at my actions that I did. So he condemned me to hell, which I became the ruler of it. In hell, there are many types of demons. There are some that enjoy pleasure of seeing people in pain. Some people that like torturing people, which end is death, and there are some people that just want to see you suffer eternally. Even death would satisfy them. Of course, being me, I sympathize with it. Because if God would create such a hell, why would people like this be happening? And demons just don't come in weird and freaky things. They come in manipulation things. It comes in money, sex, drugs, alcohol, anything that can happen in the world.
Yeah. Well, that's because God gave all the authority to the devil himself. That we don't live in the world of God. We live in the world of the devil. God created everything, but he has authority since he has a limited power, but he gave authority to the devil. It's his world. That's why.
Going back to what he's saying about living in the world of the hell, I pretty much don't sympathize with it. I actually see the good in people. Being ironic since I am the devil, since I want to see chaos and torture, I don't believe in it. However, my father has wronged me so much that that's the only thing I believe in nowadays. And it's a false accusation. As people see me as a monster, that's what they see me as, but as people who know me as far as my friend, my family, and my friends, I remember telling a nice guy, they just see hatred because, once again, my father condemned me to hell, and my job was to make the criminals torture free, which criminals should be punished, but to end this painful death, which they can't even escape from, that's where I cross the line, and that's where I have to sympathize with people saying that it's not right to make someone feel pain if they didn't commit it. People have been accused, and it's my job to see if they're innocent or not. Of course, I'm going to say they're guilty. That's my job. That's what my father made me do. But did I want to do that? No. I was condemned to. That's what my father made me believe in. And I don't think it's my right. Yes, I condemn people to hell, but they should at least have a fair trial. Not instantly be wronged for something they didn't do or what they did. Basically, the point I'm trying to get at is people have a right of speech. They have to speak their minds. If they are telling the truth, you could tell. If they're lying, it's a bit different. But everyone has a set to their story. Hear their story before you criticize the ones that you condemn. Going to a demon topic, there are many different types of demons that we could talk about.
Mm-hmm. All of them parasitic. They basically leech off of human energy, their spirits. They are dying. They know they've been beaten. So they're trying to take as much humans as they can to the lake of fire, basically.
And then there are the lustful kind. sexual ones that feed off of people's love for each other sexually.
Oh, a good example is succubus.
A succubus. A succubus is a former demon
Mhm.
that will literally drain the soul. Well, not drain the soul, but will drain the life of someone's love life, making you do things in order to be with them. For example, a succubus. A succubus was to appear in front of us right now. She said that she loves us, and lying, of course. She said if we had to murder her whole family, we would do it so she would love us. We would have no other choice. Because what a succubus does, she releases a toxin that messes with the mind. So your thoughts about being innocent, not killing them, loving your family, that goes all out the window. The only thing your focus is on her orders. Because her orders will, because if you do this, she will love you, but in that reality, when you kill your family, she will not love you, make you feel like you're sinful. And once she is gone, that toxin will leave your body, and then you will be cursed with that image for the rest of your life of what you did. How to get rid of succubus? That's something a little bit more hard to explain. I really don't know. Haven't dealt with it. I just know them. Maybe my friend, maybe my Jonathan can give you a little more example of how to get rid of one or how to exterminate one from your life personally.
Well, we go to, it depends actually on the religion, but a lot of the times you just have to turn to Christ and they have to bless you. And not just that, but when the weird thing about a succubus is if you do have intercourse with it, it takes a part of your soul. You can't have that back. It is very difficult to get rid of one.
You are condemned to her for the rest of eternity. Whatever she wants, you have to do because she owns your soul.
At least part of it.
It's part of your soul.
Yeah, you can't really do much.
Moving on from the sexual kind of events, we also have ragers.
Yeah.
Ones that feast off of anger. Anger is a very common skill, or I guess feeling, I should say. Everyone has it, but these particular ones, they feed on the most intense rage. Either being wronged by an ex, by a loved one, having your friend stab you in the back, or anything that emits a level of rage that the world is unseen, they feed off of it and they want you to cause actual physical harm, and there will be precautions later. Ragers are known to be violent, disgusting, and inhuman demons. Probably the worst kind of demons to get rid of. That I think to a point where not even being blessed will get rid of the rage that people have for these ragers.
Yeah, I used to deal with something like that.
See, what we come from is from a place. We've dealt with these things and we know how to get rid of them. However, some of them are hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
Knowing the fact that we could get rid of it, it's just a lot harder. We have to turn to something else. Be a family member, a loved one, a friend, or anyone that can help us through the hard times. So, if you are dealing with rage, we do consider turning to at least someone that can help you.
Yeah, maybe even a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Or something.
If you do need help, though, we do severely ask you to get help in the best way. And we hope you find whatever this is making you angry go away.
I mean, not just that, but yes, we're talking about different topics, but all of those types of demons do have their own princes and rulers over them. For example, the one for Lost Possessment Days. I forgot the name of the one for Wrath. What was his name? I forgot.
But that is just some of the demons that we had that this world deals with. Next, I want to get into something that we both are very familiar with, and those are creatures.
Ooh.
Now, when you hear creatures, you think of monsters under the bed or a ghost. No, when we say creatures, we talk about
Cryptids more.
cryptids more.
Cryptozoology.
We talk about
Bigfoot, Dogman.
the Ruggaroo,
Yeah.
pixies.
Oh, pixies are more fairies. I would separate them actually.
But more demonic stuff like that.
More
Like
zoological in my opinion.
like chupacabra, like that.
Yeah.
So
We'll go to pixies later on.
Yeah,
We'll have a section about fairies.
So we'll have comment for that. So, going back to what he was saying about Bigfoot and all that kind of stuff. So there's actually a comment that I want to put on this, and I've asked this in one of you guys. We live in the era where technology is advanced. We have 4K ultra high def.
Oh yeah, and we haven't gotten good pictures besides like the occasional one for what was the most recent picture of a creature that we saw? The chupacabra, right?
Chupacabra. How are we in this age and decade yet we have not found this thing over for 1,000 years?
Well, then again, because we're living more in cities, we don't really go out in the forest anymore. And like we can mistake beast for like animals, something else.
It's the same. I could have him dressed up in a gorilla costume, go to the forest for like 5 minutes, use my phone, get some amazing footage, and I get paid really thousands of dollars. That's how easy some people fake it, but to actually find this thing, it's impossible because we don't know where it is.
There have been actual good evidence to, at least certain, cryptozoological creatures. Yes, we have gotten like hair and shit from Bigfoot, but it's not really that good.
No. But you can't really tell if it was Sasquatch or just some further behind the beast.
Yeah.
What I do want to touch up is, and this is something that I've kind of wasn't fascinated as a kid, was the Rougarou. Now, if you guys don't know what the Rougarou is, I'll give you an example. I've looked at pictures of this. So a Rougarou appears as a tall creature with jagged, sharp teeth, red, glow, piercing eyes, the head of a demonic figure, has feet as hooves, and his arms are long, hairy arms with massive claws that can shred into people's mind. This thing is extremely dangerous. We do not consider even trying to find one. If you do, the only way to get rid of it is to not light on fire, not to shoot it. You will only anger it. The only way the Rougarou will leave you alone, or if you survive. The Rougarou is a type of creature that feeds on fear.
No, timorous. That's the definition for it.
Timorous.
That's the word.
That's right. Do not show fear. If you show fear, it will feed on it and get stronger. If you do not show fear, it will leave you alone because it will lose interest because he shows you they're not fearful of it.
It sounds more. I wouldn't say it's. Yeah, I would consider it a monster, but it sounds more like a creature from the liminal world, the world between worlds, basically. When I say liminal, I'm not talking about the spiritual or the physical world. It's a place in between. So it's both, basically.
So purgatory.
So basically, it has a body, a physical body, but it's more than just a physical creature. It's got like some spiritual aspects, like for example, feeding on fear.
It's a very common one everyone deals with.
Not just that, but a lot of the creatures will instill fear on you based on your mind. Like what are you afraid of the most? That's what it's going to take the form of usually. So you're more afraid, the more fear it gets, the stronger it gets, and it creates a loop until you die.
Basically, if you want like a very short version of it, just watch a movie called It. That'll basically tell you everything you need to know about fear and the creatures it will take form of.
Yeah.
That's basically it. You scared of clowns? It's really that.
Yeah, a nasty little creature. Well, I won't say little. It'd be like a fetch or a fear. A fetch usually hides in reflective surfaces. They'll take the form of what you're afraid of the most and will basically feed on your fear for a while. They're really hard to get rid of. Last time I heard about a fetch was from a guy telling a story that, it was haunting some house over in the south. But, yeah, they're really hard to get rid of. I remember what Mike said, it took like a long ass ritual to get rid of it. Not just that, but it kept coming back to fucking hurt him.
And that's just some of the monsters or creatures that we deal with. Now, we want to talk about pixies.
Oh, we're moving into the section of fairies. Fairies is a very weird term.
And if you're thinking about fairies, you're thinking about the tooth fairy and stuff like that.
Oh, hell no.
No, fairies are much more dangerous than you think they are.
They'll sew your eye hole shut. When I mean fairies, I mean like usually spirits of nature. It's because fairies is such a broad term. Like, They're separated into two classes: the winter court and the summer court. The winter court are the more aggressive dark fairies that basically murder people. The summer court, not so much, but just remember, regardless if they're from the summer court or the winter court,
They're both very
they're
aggressive.
both very dangerous, and you don't want to piss any of them off.
The way I could describe it is if
They're not good or evil. They're every shade of gray. So like even the most good one, good, can still hurt you and probably kill you just for the fun of it.
and I'm pretty sure there's no physical way to get on their good side.
No, not really.
I mean, hell, we were trying to get on people's good
I
sides.
mean, if you talk about like selkies, you could probably like enslave one and make it your wife, but once it finds its sealskin, it leaves you.
Pretty much. So
Yeah, but we'll talk about a classic. You were talking about the pixie.
pixies.
Little tiny guys that usually look like hedgehogs for some reason.
They're not dangerous, but they are mischievous little people.
Oh man, they love to lead people out of, make them lost. If you're in the forest and you feel like you're going in circles, you've been pixie led, or also known as a stray side. They're playing tricks on you, so you're basically going on circles and making your journey almost infinite till you fucking die.
So yeah, they're not dangerous. They'll play tricks with you.
No, they love pranks.
They will prank you until the break where you can't take it, where you actually have to commit suicide. Again, disclaimer before we go on to new, we're not saying any of this stuff because we're like this. This is just something we're factuated about, and maybe people will like this. You could maybe be prepared. But we're not saying to go out and do this. No, that's the last thing we want.
No, if you get pixie led, a good way to probably get rid of the cycle is turn all your clothes inside out. It says in my book, because it confuses the shit out of them. Just imagine you're a fairy pranking someone and then all of a sudden they just strip naked and turn all their clothes inside out and put it on.
I would be so confused. I wouldn't know what's happening.
You're like, the fuck is he doing?
And then they go down. Then you could run to your
Another
car.
thing, fairies in general despise is metal, specifically iron. That's the reason we haven't heard about them too much in cities. Metal's everywhere. Just look at the electricity everywhere.
So, if you guys don't know why I was pointing to this, it's because this is, I want to say it's metal, but it's stainless steel, but it is time for more metal. Using a little bit cold, that's not important.
No.
So, yes, metals are a very important thing to have. I worded them to protect myself from fairies.
Yeah.
I haven't encountered one yet, thank God. Every single time I don't wear one, though, I do feel encouraged. But I am surrounded by metal. Be it either my rings, my phone, my wallet. I always have some type of metal object on me, including my glasses. There's a screw in here that's made by metal.
Yeah.
If you don't have metal, I suggest you get like a ring.
A Bible would work just as fine to repel certain fairies, not all of them.
And you don't need to have the Bible carrying around with you. You can have like a little cross.
Or you can just have recite prayers. That does the job usually.
Prayers. Recite them before you go out, before you go to bed, or whenever you're around. And that's pretty much good.
Actually, surprisingly, pentagrams also work to deter fairies.
Pentagrams are good, but they also do, at least in the world of...
They'll protect you from fairies, but not from demons.
No, pentagrams, no. If you want to summon one, a pentagram is it. If you guys know what it is,
If you're being...
go look up the word pentagram, you'll understand what I mean by that.
If you're being chased by a land fairy, running water should also help you to protect you. Like, if you gotta, like, cross a river or something like that.
True. But anybody with water will work.
Yeah, anything that's running water, at least. Let's talk about an aggressive fairy. You talked about pixies. Those are more of the summer court. We'll go with a red cap next.
Okay.
Something from the winter court.
Of course.
Red caps are not nice.
They are very vicious and violent
They
creatures.
will kill you and dip their hats in your blood, and that's how they died. And that's the reason they're called red caps, because their hats are red. Because they're dipping it in your blood once they kill you.
So a red cap. aggressive, I would say level 5, maybe a level 10. Red caps, they're just evil little creatures that will do anything to get satisfaction. Any type of blood. Even if you make a deal with it, it's not going to do anything. They will kill you.
No, you can't make a deal with it. If you even talk to it, you already set like a. You already basically gave yourself to him.
You basically already give yourself to death, so at that point you might as well just accept it and just move on.
Like, there's some red caps that will come to you and offer work. Like, can I do anything for you, sir? And if you answer them, they will kill you. You already set up a conversation, and that means you already linked your soul with it.
As soon as you answer it, you might as well kiss your life goodbye.
You can only answer in a certain way to protect yourself. This will not work all the times, but it might help you at least come unscathed. And if it asks you something, you ask for its name, like, who are you, or something like that. And 3 times. And then eventually you will get tired of it and leave. Because asking a fairy for its name, and like if you actually get the name of the fairy, you have power over it. You could summon it, you could basically expel it. You have power over it.
What's this thing about saying about that, about answering it anyway? Well, could maybe think about a story, a good Asian story. Are you familiar with the Asian story of Fujisaki?
No.
Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone in Japan knows this. Why I speak for in Japan? Don't believe me? That's up to you. So Fujisaki, the tale goes back. This is a little bit of story time though. Fujisaki goes back to the years of the 1980s in ancient Japan, where there was villages and samurais and stuff like that. So Fujisaki, or better known as Kurohokuro, that was her name, was a very beautiful one. Everyone looked at her, everyone adored her. She says the most beautiful woman. She says, and everyone's saying she was a goddess, she was blessed by beauty and everything like that. However, her husband, the samurai, was sick and tired of it, thinking that one day she would leave him to be with another one. So one night, of course, he got aggressive, drunk aggressiveness is something to deal with. That's something you should literally call like the authorities for if you deal with that. He got drunk one night and he grabbed, he didn't grab a samurai sword, but he grabbed a dagger. He carved sides of his wife's into his mouth. Literally carved it so far that her mouth goes all the way up to her ears. And
the slit throat woman.
Slit mouth.
Oh yeah,
that's the American term for a slit mouth woman. So legend stories. So and then he said, "Let's see if everyone thinks you're pretty now." Go back to preschool days. Not preschool days, but where there was a little more developed and everything like that. So legend goes that if you're coming home and you go through a dark alleyway, a woman will appear with you wearing a face surgical mask, like dark square. She will stop you and ask you, do you think I'm pretty? Now, there is a way to get rid of her, but there is a way to not die. So, I'm going to give you the examples. If you say yes, she will get close to you, take off her mask with her mouth slit open, and she says, do you still think I'm pretty? If you say yes, you're going to die. And if you say no, you're still going to die. You think, so no matter what I say, she's going to kill me. Wrong. So, and this is the only way I know how. I'm not sure if you guys know other ways, but if you do, make sure you follow those. The only way is, if she comes up to you and says, do you think I'm pretty? Either say, so, or average. This will confuse her, because she's never heard the term before, only yes or no. The way I think it is you keep asking her questions. If she says, do you think I'm pretty? You have to say, do you think it's going to rain? Do you think I'm pretty? Do you think the color? Do you think... Basically, you have to say, do you think? And then leave with that question. That's enough. She will not be able to kill you because you have given her an actual response.
Yeah, it's kind of like a fairy, actually. That's the same thing you got to do.
So confuse it long enough until either A, it disappears, or until you have the ability to run away.
Yeah.
So if you ever do catch this in the mouth woman, we highly suggest not to even look in this direction. If you look in the direction you have cut eyes with it, you might as well be prepared to either run or to think of very good random off questions that are hard to answer. She cannot say yes or no. She cannot say so. She cannot say any of that. You cannot say any of that type of things, and you will literally be free from that world, or free from that woman, I guess.
Yeah. No, we're gonna continue with the fairies because I know a lot of it.
You tell me the fairies. I'm gonna talk about a topic next when you're done. I guess.
Yeah, start thinking of something. Well, the fairies will usually take. They don't have a body like a physical body. They can manifest a physical body, but it's usually going to be off the thought of your thoughts and of the nature around it. So, for example, there's feathers on the ground. It's usually going to have a feathered wing. If there's a lot of butterflies around, you'll have gossamer wings. You can't willingly see one, like if you want to. There is one way to do it, but making panacea is too much of a hassle. And a lot of the times it will require you, a fairy to usually give it to you. Yes, fairy courts, that's how they're called. They have a form of a caste system. So yes, they're gonna have leadership. There's queens, kings, and all the way down to the average fairies that are like scrounging around your house or something. Yes, there's house fairies called brownies. Try to appease them. If you don't, they'll mess up a lot of shit. That's the reason you're always losing a sock.
Yes, the great adventure of the lost sock happens every time the goddamn laundry.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about one more topic with the fairies, and that is a wild hunt. I wouldn't say it's just fairies because every culture has its own form of the wild hunt. Like, for example, if you go to Norse mythology, the hunt master is usually going to be Odin.
Man, Odin. Don't even start on Odin. Odin is a horrible god.
Yeah, but usually it's going to have a hunt master, someone that's going to be leading the hunt, and a bunch of spirits that are just going to be hunting other fairies, other spirits, other creatures. They don't care. They're gonna murder someone, and they're not gonna stop until day comes up.
Yep.
If you're outside during the wild hunt, you have one of two options: either join them or be hunted. And if you join them, you become a spirit, and as a result, you die. Or if you get hunted, they're going to overpower you because there's a lot of spirits.
True.
And they're not just any slouches. They can kill someone easily. They're warriors. Usually the spirits of warriors or something like that. And yeah, you're not going to get away. Not just that, but they also have spirit wolves as their bloodhounds. And no, yeah, you're just dead.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go out during the wild hunt, you'll die.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I want to tell you about going back to the demon world is I want to tell you about something, a familiar thing everyone knows that I'm most familiar with. Let's get into the concept about talking about the one notorious things or something known as the 7 deadly sins. The 7 deadly sins, if you don't know them, there's lust, wrath,
Pride, greed, envy,
sloth,
gluttony. That's it.
Yeah. So I want to talk about each sin differently and what they feel and what they do. I'm going to start with lust because, well, I want to say I'm lustful. I just know more about lust and the sexual things. Lust is, well...
first of all, the leader of the lust realm would probably be Asmodeus, this 3-headed demon.
Yes, Asmodeus. Horrible person. Going back to so lust. Lust, what it does, and we'll go back to the thing about succubus. Pretty much, lust will take the form of a succubus. Again,
Incubus, the male version.
Male version. Again, like we said earlier, lust, it feeds off of the sexual drive of anyone, be it love and anything, and he will do anything. You will do anything it tells you to make sure you're loved, but then will reject you and keep on going. They feed off of it because it gives them power, and the more power they get, the stronger they become. Eventually, they won't need anything to tell you what to do. You'll see them, and then you'll instantly do it just because you know what they're thinking.
Lust also isn't just sexual. It can become anything, like an obsession about anything. Why do you think stalkers exist?
There's music,
Yeah.
games.
Oh, if you fall in love with art in general, there is, I wouldn't say it's a demon, but it is something that I probably comes from hell. It's called a Liananchi. It's more of a fairy. They will give you artistic prowess. They're not succubuses, but they'll give you, like, instead of giving you sexual gratification, they'll give you an art skill. Like, for example, if you want to be a musician and you do a deal with a Liananchi, it'll be a vampire. It'll be sucking you off, like, all your spirit energy.
But
you'll have artistic prowess.
Like, you have the ability to play any song you want from the drums or guitar, or sing any song in the world. But lusts, they're very hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
I guess the only way I can say it is to get rid of lust is to be more lustful yourself. Basically, make yourself so unresistible that she will fall in love with you. Doing that will make she lose all her powers, and that you are free from that curse. That's a theory of lust. That's my theory on lust. I'm not sure. Envy, I don't know much about that one. If you want to give out a topic about envy.
Oh, envy is basically just jealousy, but advanced.
Oh,
this is not just any kind of jealousy; it's advanced jealousy.
Advanced jealousy is the worst. That pretty much happens almost every day.
And yeah,
especially in relationships.
I tell you, man, demons are tricky, man.
Yes.
I don't even want to talk about it half the time.
Yeah. So envy is just basically sociality. Sloth. That one is kind of a weird. I won't say it's a weird topic. I would say it's not an interesting topic. But I figure sloth would be a good one to talk about. Sloth, basically, if you know what sloth is, it's a very lazy creature. So yeah, sloth, laziness. Basically, this one will just make you lazy. Like, it won't, like,
to the point that you don't take care of yourself. You're like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players.
I thought we're trying to make this serious topic. He has to bring jokes to lighten up the mood a little bit. But yeah, sloth will just make you.
Like, you're not even gonna shower. You're not gonna take care of your health.
They basically make you so lazy to the point where you're dead, basically.
Yeah, basically.
They're gonna kill you with your laziness of not being able to take care of yourself, which we do recommend you guys take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Please do. God knows we all deal with that shit sometimes. Trust me. I actually know I've done shit to that. I've done that to myself a couple times and I hated it. Okay, let's see. Talking about lust.
Greed.
Greed is one very, very messed up sin.
I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know if you guys have heard this term, but if you haven't, it says, oh, you're so greedy. Basically, I guess the way you can spend it is like money.
No, the love of money is a root of the wild evil.
Or so they say. But you have so much money that you don't want to spend it. Like on a family member, say for instance, make up a story. Say we got this friend, Michael has over thousands of dollars because he's an entrepreneur. This is not real, just made up a story. And say, hey Michael, Lucifer, hey Michael, can I borrow like $5 because I want to get a soda? He says, I don't have that much money, man. He's being greedy because he's not giving me the money because he thinks if he loses his money, he's gonna lose. Well, I guess a part of himself. He's holding his money because he thinks that money will control everything. If he doesn't have it, no one's gonna hang out with him, which is not the fact. People will hang out with you. Just don't be a gold digger or a greedy son of a bitch, basically. So just don't be greedy. Greed, very, very easily thing to have it. Don't.
I mean, just look at all the politicians.
Politics. Something we're never going to ever talk about. And then all the other sins are pretty basically
Self-explanatory.
Gluttony will make gluttony.
Well, gluttony's a little different because people usually think overeating, but it's anything taken to an excess. That could be drinking alcohol. That could be like too much of anything. Like
Yeah, basically gluttony. If you drink too much of anything, if you eat too much food, or you drink a lot, or you smoke a lot, gluttony.
Yeah, it's basically that.
Basically, and then
anything taken to an excess.
Yep. Wrath, just basically of pure rage and destruction wherever you go.
Yeah.
Pride, you are very proud of yourself. Other people are disgusted by you, but you need to make yourself known.
Oh, speaking of pride, did you know that makeup actually comes from demons? Yeah, that's why the reason, like, the word glamour comes from a way to disguise people. And disguise, that's how demons usually disguise themselves.
Well,
they'll use glamour to make themselves look different.
Well, there you go, guys. So if a girl's not wearing makeup, she's not a demon. If she is, get a freaking cross. Seriously.
Yeah, makeup was made by demons. Basically, to make yourself look good, because girls love feeling like pretty.
Yeah, that's what they are expect to believe in, which is complete bullcrap.
Yeah.
Don't make sense themselves. You know what? I wasn't gonna talk about it, but I feel like I have to, because if I don't, this is gonna eat me up inside. So at the beginning of this video, I said I might talk about why I'm gonna try to focus together. Well, basically me and him try to get rid of the video. So if you guys have watched one of our previous videos, we did talk about wrestling at one point. So I guess into the topic. If you are a fan of wrestling, WWE specifically, you know their events. Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, so on and so forth. We just finished watching WrestleMania 39. Best, awesome, good WrestleMania. To the very end. To the very, very, very end of it. If you guys know, if you guys have watched WWE, I'm pretty sure you'll heard the name of the notorious tribal chief. If you're saying that, makes me want to throw up in my mouth. Roman Reigns, the undisputed. I can't even say those words. The undisputed champion, an intercontinental champion of all times. And of course, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Of course, we watched it, and we were happy. The last 5 minutes of it, where everything went downhill. The level of rage that was in me was extremely painful. I've never felt that much anger in my life. And it just something that should never happen, even if it's staged or not. But Roman Reigns got his title because of one person that we both hate very much. That's Paul Heyman, his wise man.
His wife.
Basically, yeah. But getting sidetracked, but we just want to talk a little bit about demons and what we think about them and everything like that. We are planning to do more videos, but like I said in one of my videos, we don't live together. We're not cousins, we're not brothers, we live with our families. So oftentimes we will post videos when we have a topic, or I will post more of my gaming videos for you guys so you have something to watch until we another podcast, or we talk about a topic that we want to do. But until then, so much about it, guys. Thank you guys for listening. We hope you guys take this time to advise and get help if you need it. But yeah, once again, my name is Lucifer.
My name's Johnny.
And we hope you guys are real protective, have an amazing day, and we hope one day you can be part of our family where we don't judge, we just want to help. Alright, peace out, guys.